Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Ume and Thumbprint 8-light pendant. This is the 136359. It is offered in two different types of glass, but it's using that same 136359 model number, something to keep in mind. Let's get into size of the fixture itself. So let's talk about the height of the fixture body, and that's going to be independent of that singular rod going up that we're going to be talking about in a little bit. So 21.1 inches tall, 35.7 inches wide, and the depth of it is coming in at 27 inches, 27.3 actually. So this is an oval fixture when you kind of look down on it. Those arms are fixed. They do not rotate or turn, little detail that you should know. When we talk about overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture, which is going to be the bottom of the glass, to the actual ceiling itself. And you'll notice that Hubbardton offers a range on this of overall heights that you can use. There's a chart right down in the corner there on your page, and that's going to show you all the offered heights. It's also going to show you which pipe combinations you're going to be using to get to those listed heights. So you'll notice that you're going to be able to go anywhere from 33 inches up to 78 inches. And then if you need to go anywhere beyond 78 inches, so let's say you're coming off a 22-foot ceiling or something like that, you're going to email me and say, hey, I'm looking at the 136359. I need it to be 124 inches overall height. I'm going to take your email. It's going to go through Hubbardton Forge's customs department and come back to us with an answer. Adds a little time and money, but we do customs every single day. Not a big deal. So this is going to be using Hubbardton Forge's pipes that are going to be interconnecting. So you're going to be getting a kit that comes with this. It's going to have 3 of the 12-inch, 1 of the 6-inch, and 1 of the 3-inch pipes. You can also, like I said before, you can get this in a longer custom length if need be. That would ship with more wire, obviously, because this is going to ship with 76 inches of wire to begin with. So these pipes have threading on one end, on the inside, threading on the other end, and then what puts them together is called a connector, and that has threading as well, and that's going to hide inside the pipe. So when you put this together, it actually has got a really nice, clean look. It looks like one pipe going up. This is only a foot away from my face, and I can barely see those lines, so that tells you how tight and how beautifully milled these are. Let's see, you're going to be going through these, and when you put them together, you're going to be putting this down on a nice fluffy towel, like on a table, like a 30-inch high table, and you're going to be putting your wire through these pieces one by one. So you're going to go through a connector, through a pipe, through a connector, through a pipe, and you're going to finally exit canopy up on the top. This is a round canopy, the sample I have, but the canopy on this fixture is going to be a 5-inch by 7-inch oval canopy. It's going to go over your 4-inch junction box. It's also slope ceiling adaptable, just like the one I have here. So if you guys have a slope ceiling, you don't have to customize this. It's going to be set up for you already for a 45-degree slope. Okay, so let's move on. Why don't we talk about glass really quick? So you're going to have those two different types of glass. This is the thumbprint, and it looks like somebody took their fingers and went like that. There's a dimple there, and there's a dimple there. This is the cool gray. It's going to come also as a clear, and what holds this onto the fixture is a retaining cup that has threading on the inside of it and just screws over goes inside of it and basically just screws over the socket and keeps this on the fixture. The other piece of glass is that Ume, which is I think it's a Japanese gin blossom. Really, really, really pretty piece of glass in its own right. Has a embedded retaining ring with threading right there that goes right onto your fixture. The outside of this is glossy. The inside of it is sandblasted, so it's opaque. You're not going to be able to see your bulb on this at all. Which takes me to another point. When you're looking at bulbs on this, you're going to be able to use either halogens or LEDs. If I was probably using this glass, the clear glass, where I'm going to be seeing the bulb pop out of the bottom of this, I would probably, maybe opt for a frosted LED in the beginning. I might venture into LEDs. I meant to say excuse me. I meant to say halogen, but if I wanted to go with an LED, I would probably go for one that has kind of a frosted jacket on it, just so I don't see much of the glare of the LED on this fixture. But you can play around because bulbs are really cheap and they're easy to get. On this guy, don't worry about it as far as the aesthetics of the bulb goes, because you're not going to be able to see it anyway. It's an opaque piece of glass. It's going to hide it beautifully. So that takes us into bulbs to begin with and sockets. It's going to be using a G9 socket. So a G9 socket uses a G9 bulb. These are the little guys. They have little loops on the very bottom of wire. If you do an LED, sometimes they actually have little flat pieces that kind of mimic the loop. So they all do the same job. You're going to be limited to 25 watt halogens if you guys want to go halogen on this because of the heat generated by this bulb. If you want to go with LEDs, doesn't matter. You can go all the way up to a 75 watt equivalent if you guys want to, but you have a lot of bulbs here to play around with. So I wouldn't, eight of these sockets. So I don't think you need to go dramatically up to a 75 watt equivalent. I would probably stick with a 40 or a 60 watt. Even 40 is going to be fine for you guys on this. Bulbs come in all kinds of different types as far as the LEDs go. You can see I have phosphorus ones here that look like they have these orange pads inside. Sometimes they have orange lines inside of wire, phosphorus wire. These guys are called cob LEDs because they look like corn cobs, and they even have the little facets on the end. But all those little facets are little LEDs independent of each other. This has a clear coating on it. This guy has a frosted jacket on it. I got these on Amazon. Totally easy to get. Just go on Amazon, put in G9 LED. Up will pop out lots of things for you to look at. You want to narrow those down a little bit because, like I said before, you're probably going to be looking at like a 4 watt to a 4.5 watt LED. That'll give you like a 40 watt equivalent. When you get into the color of light, color of light is going to vary quite a bit. You're going to notice these are going to be offered anywhere from 2700 Kelvin. 2700 Kelvin is going to be like the setting sun. That's going to be a very yellow light. Way on the other side of that is going to be what's called daylight. And daylight sounds warm, it's not warm. That's daylight for an LED world. It's going to be that bluish white light you see on an overcast day. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 Kelvin. In the middle of all that is what we use in our showroom, which is going to be warm white. And warm white is going to be 3,000 Kelvin. That's the light that's coming down on my hands. It looks like an incandescent light coming in. People who come into our showroom have no idea we're using warm white LEDs. They all think we're using incandescent bulbs. So that'll probably be my way to go. It's a dimmable fixture regardless if you go LED or halogen, so kind of keep that in mind. If you're going LED as far as the bulbs go, tell your installer that you're doing that so they can put the correct dimmer on the wall for you. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.